It's not even necessary for you to think you're going to be a champion. It's not about being a champion, it's about just playing well. Desire will set the direction, but desire will not make you win. Winning needs competence. Competence doesn't drop from the sky. For every successful person, there is a painful story. Painful does not mean you suffered. Painful means there is a lot of things. Competence is built. Well, some natural skills may be there, but it has to be worked at minutely. To reach somewhere, there is a meticulous process. You have to pay attention to little things about yourself that nobody even cares to notice in their life.
By the very nature of our job as military persons in general and as a fighter pilot in particular, we have to engage in the acts that might cause harm to other beings. How are we connected as individuals to the karma of that act?
So all you have to see is just this. Every act that we do, is it in the larger interest of people or is it for personal pleasure we do it? Everything that we do, is it of some significant consequence to everybody? Or are you going out there to fly and just enjoy shooting people? If you settle this one thing, you don't have to worry what you're doing because you do what is needed in a given situation, not what you whim, not by your whim, but simply by what is needed. If you're doing just what is needed for the larger well-being, well, it's a good karma because your intent. You must understand, karma is not determined by the action, but by the volition. What intent? Your intent is, you are fighting for the well-being of the nation. We are at a certain cusp in the education field because a time is coming when our learning will not mean anything. Our knowledge, accumulation of information will not mean anything because machines can learn faster than you and deliver faster than you and more accurately. It's important that we shift education from loading up information in our heads to exploring the dimension of what it means to be human. We call you as a human being. Why this is so is, you are supposed to know how to be. If you knew how to be, would you choose the highest level of pleasantness or varieties of unpleasantness? For yourself, I'm saying. What you want for yourself is very clear, you want the highest level of pleasantness. So pleasantness is not a goal by itself. It is an ambience that is necessary within you if what you call as a human being has to unfold. Everybody is afraid today, wherever I go they're calling me for all kinds of artificial intelligence conferences in the world, and their fear is, it'll take away our jobs, it'll dominate our life, it'll take over the world. I said, yes, if you remain as stupid as you are, it will. For sure it will. Because right now, your own intellect has taken over your life and destroying you, make you suffer for nothing. If I leave you alone in a room, all by yourself, if you're capable of being miserable, this means you're in bad company, isn't it? Hello? If I'm with you and you suffered, maybe it's me. But you're sitting alone and suffering, this means you're in bad company, isn't it? You have to fix that one thing, that this one is never bad company. This is the best company you have. We are always trying to upgrade our activity without upgrading ourselves. You want to race in Formula 1 track, but you have a Maruti 800. It's a wonderful car to go to your office. But if you get it onto the F1 track, four wheels will fly in four different directions. So that's all that's happening to them. They are aspiring for something for which they have not upgraded themselves. Now, the activity that they really want to do is freaking the hell out of them. The success is freaking them, all right? I can understand if failure is freaking you. But in this world, I want you to understand, successful people are the most freaked out people. Yes, you need an upgrade of yourself. Your phone is getting upgraded even without your permission. Hello? Everything is being upgraded, what about you?
So Sadhguru, I'm going to push with this, if I may. I'm going to replace the word creativity with the word transmit, right? So let's talk about transmission, right? How do I transmit? Is there a relationship between transmission and Bhairavi? Do I become part of or access the source? Because to transmit, I have to become like a source through which it is transmitted. So, how do I do that then, if I have to transmit? Even if along the way I do a little bit of clever interpretation of it.
She herself is a transmission. When I say she herself is a transmission, we've always used the word window in yoga. Somehow Bill Gates stole it from us because we didn't make it as popular as he did. So the window has always been a term where the whole thing is about opening a new window. If you open a new window, suddenly the existence looks completely different. Right now, suppose this is your home, if you open this window, you see the temple, you think this is how the world is. Suppose this is the… you have lived in this contraption of a home, you open this window, then you think, wow, the world is a temple. You open this window, you think the world is a mountain. You open that window, you think it's a jungle. You open that window and you think it's a town. Like this, you can open 1,000,000 windows and still it'll be new because the phenomena of creation is such. So she herself is just a window. Anything can be made into a window. Every wall you can crack into a window. But it's not been done. So an established window is made where more people are able to see because it's kept open. By themselves, they would never be able to experience these things. But now, through Bhairavi, people are able to experience things, know things, achieve things which they would have never done by themselves. A whole lot of people right now who are every day in the Bhairavi sadhana through the Bhairavi yantra, you should listen to the stories, incredible. I'll tell you about a particular person. This couple just came to the ashram with one of their friends. I didn't even know they were here, they had not done the program. They just came because some friend was coming, they came from Singapore. They walked into the temple and in both their eyes tears came. They didn't know why, they're not very religious kind or anything. They're a very modern couple. So both of them came, they took the yantra home. Their lives changed. They're very successful people. But his whole business and… that's his creativity. He created a new business. He's not like a second generation or something, he's first generation. And he did not start very beginning, he was in the armed forces. And somewhere along the way, he kind of took a voluntary retirement and started a business and built it very big, international, really a few $100 million business he built. And this accelerated like anything. He's suddenly able to communicate with people, do things with people, and the business expanded in a big way. Why I'm saying this is, for him that's his creativity, business is his creativity. And suddenly there's a new capability which he had never thought possible. If you use her as a window, suddenly she opens up a new dimension for you, an enhanced level of competence.
So this couple that came to the Bhairavi temple came because here's a possibility, and maybe I have one other that I don't know, is they were here because they were supposed to be here. They were here by chance. They were asking a question. I'm not saying they answered or got an answer or an intellectual answer. When they walked into the temple, I'm trying to understand, was there a question in their mind that got, so maybe answered is the wrong word, but the window opened and gave them an experience that destroyed the question, answered the question? What happened?
This is a tough guy, okay?
Okay.
He's an ex-army guy and tough guy. So for him, without any reason, when he walked in, tears came. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows something opened up. Someone who's never shed tears for anything and does not want to, when he just walks into a place, just a building, and just tears came, in his understanding, something opened up, and he's right, something opened up. So that opening is a big experience, and above all, you realize that in so many ways as you progress, socially you progress, in your business you progress, and whatever else, socially, other things add up. In this, you're tightening the circle, you're closing it up. So he suddenly realized something opened up which I'd never thought possible. I never even sought it, nor did I care for it. But for every intelligent human being, whether he's conscious about it or not conscious about it, or for every human being, why should I make somebody intelligent, somebody not so intelligent? Because everybody is able to breathe and get oxygen out of air, so they're intelligent enough. Life is intelligent enough. Whether he is intellectually is enough or not is a questionable thing. But intelligent enough, life is intelligent enough, that's why it's existing, such a complex form of life. So, for every human being, this is the thing. Have you opened up to the various dimensions of life, or have you cocooned yourself in your own petty creation, which is psychological? We are giving out a certain instrument of grace. One thing is it has a unique reverberation, another thing is it'll be consecrated here, so this will be a powerful instrument in your life to be accessible to grace of Adi Yogi, for you to soak in the tears of Shiva, tears of ecstasy.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. This question is from Dhananjay from Delhi. I have been participating in the Mahashivratri festival at the ashram for the last 3 years, but this year I am unable to come because of the pandemic. Can you please guide me on how I can receive the grace of Adi Yogi in 2021 without being in his presence? Is there a tool or sadhana that I can make use of?
Physical presence has its, has its own significance, but if your interest is receiving grace, wherever you are, it's possible. So this time, largely, this Mahashivratri will be largely online. That means you don't have to take the trouble of traveling. We will come to you in so many different ways, and please be available. We are giving out a certain instrument of grace. This is a certain consecrated Rudraksha bead. The legend says Rudraksha is actually the tears of Shiva. So Shiva sat in a meditative state for a very long time. Everybody thought he is dead because he was completely unmoving, It looks like there was no breath, there was no nothing. But off and on, tears of ecstasy dribbled out of his eyes. That was the only sign of life that he showed, that there was an ecstasy that he could not control, which made him absolutely still. At the same time, once in a way, tears of ecstasy dribbled down. These teardrops fell on the planet or on the ground or in the earth and became Rudraksha. That is what Rudraksha means. These are Shiva's teardrops. There are many aspects to this. One thing is it has a unique reverberation. Another thing is it'll be consecrated here, so it'll become an instrument of grace. But it is also symbolism. The idea of wearing Rudraksha, the ascetics always wore Rudraksha because of all the creatures on this planet, from the virus to the bacteria, all the microbes, the worms, insects, plants, trees, birds, animals, none of them can consciously decide whether to reproduce or not. It just happens. If the seed falls out, another sapling rises, that becomes another tree. So, nobody can decide whether to reproduce or not. The only creature who has this power is to hold back the seed and not reproduce, but consciously, is the human being. I'm saying it is possible. Whether all human beings are capable or not is another matter, because the evolutionary process is a slow process, It's not like on one day, tuck, it's done. It's happening still for some. So Rudraksha bead is symbol of that Shiva or the Adi Yogi is represented by this in many ways because this is a symbol of conscious choice, that you decide. The base processes of life, of eating, reproductive nature, sleeping, all these things you decide. Because once you take these things in your hands, your freedom of life is complete. If food, drink, excretion, reproduction and sleep, if these five things come into your hands, conscious hands, it's done, life, everything is free. So, Rudraksha bead represents that dimension, that you have chosen to become a conscious human being. It has its health and other benefits, that's a different matter. But one simple thing that you're telling yourself and everybody is, when I wear Rudraksha, I am a conscious being. I've decided what is a compulsive activity for every other creature on this planet. For me, it is a conscious process. So, a Rudraksha bead which is consecrated in a certain way, which is… will be on Adi Yogi for some time. Probably we will be giving out a few million Rudraksha, free of cost. It's going to cost us a lot in this, particularly in this, with 2020 behind us, that the foundation is sitting here without any revenue. But we are committed to doing this, or we will make it like pay as you can. People can pay if they wish to pay, otherwise they can take it. Because we do not want to make spiritual aspects related to money. Money is for services, to build the buildings, to provide you lighting, to provide you sound, to provide you all this, money is needed. Spiritual process, they're not paying me anything, do you know this? It's okay because I decided not to make profit in my life. I have a tango going, not a transaction. I have a tango both with Adi Yogi and you, so no transaction. All right? For the spiritual element, there is no transaction. So, this Rudraksha will be coming with a few other things and these millions of Rudraksha will be mailed, so there is a cost to that. So when you get the Rudraksha, pay as you can, okay? You can pay for yourself, or if you want another 100 people to have these Rudraks, you can pay for them. So this will be available, please make use of this Rudraksha. This will be a powerful instrument in your life to be accessible to grace of Adi Yogi. So this is an opportunity, this Mahashivratri, for you to soak in the tears of Shiva, tears of ecstasy, not of misery. I think that you'll need that from now on in your life, if at all if tears come, they must be tears of love or joy or blissfulness or ecstasy. Tears of anger, tears of frustration, tears of fear, tears of misery, you must ban them. Huh? Hello? No tears of misery, no tears of frustration, no tears of anger, no tears of other kinds of, unpleasant things. Only tears of joy, love and ecstasy, huh?
Until the next adventure, stay connected for more inspiring content, and don't forget to invite your friends to join us on this journey of learning and evolution.